She literally said, I do not accept that kind of behavior from you.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the instances celebrities exposed their problematic co-stars.
I don't care, and it's part of me that I don't care.
Number 10, Casey Wilson versus Tim Allen. Santa Claus is often heralded as the epitome of jolliness. However, the same cannot be said for the actor assuming his iconic role in Disney's The Santa Clauses, according to guest star Casey Wilson.
You gotta tell her to stop stepping on my lines. The producer turns to me with horror on his face and has to walk 1 foot to me, and he goes, Tim would ask that you stop stepping on his lines.
The SNL alum didn't mince words on her Bitch Sesh podcast, painting a vivid picture of a tense environment on set. Wilson recounted how everyone seemed to tiptoe around their star, describing it as, quote, the truly single worst experience she's ever had with a colleague.
Listen to me, you wacko. Okay, Santa's not real, and I have run out of things to throw, so I'm gonna ask you really, really nicely to please leave.
She divulged how the actor acted all high and mighty, ignoring others, and how he'd simply announce he was leaving, drop his cape on the floor, and exit.
So it's time for my close-up. It's the end, and Tim Allen goes, leaving, takes his Santa cape, picks it up, and drops it on the floor and walks out.
Sounds like someone's earned their spot on Santa's naughty list. Number 9, Alexa Nikolas versus Jamie Lynn Spears. Nikolas played Nicole Bristow in the first 2 seasons of Zoe 101 alongside Jamie Lynn Spears.
Wow. I guess the perfect roommate has spoken. I didn't say I was perfect. Well, good, because you're not. Yeah, you bug us too sometimes.
Years later, Spears claimed in her memoir that Nikolas had spread hurtful rumors about her back then. However, this prompted Nikolas to fire back, describing a set plagued by a mean girl vibe led by Spears herself.
She kind of created the culture of the set, and her not liking me made everyone else kind of feel like I think they had to also engage in that type of behavior.
Some viewers even think they can spot evidence of tension in some episodes. Despite this conflict, adults on the show seemed to side with Spears rather than addressing the issue directly. She mentioned that Spears has since apologized, which she accepted. She also received apologies from Britney Spears, both privately and publicly, for defending her sister without having the full story.
I get the feeling that Britney did understand when she said, I know it was 15 years ago, but I know it still matters. And that probably rang true for you, right?
Very much so.
Number 8, Rebel Wilson versus Sasha Baron Cohen. In her autobiography, Rebel Rising, the actress shared a troubling experience she had with a male co-star.
I worked with a massive ass, and yeah, now I definitely have a no ass policy.
When his team allegedly tried to silence her, she decided to speak out. She described the incident as taking place on the set of The Brothers Grimsby, where she worked with Sacha Baron Cohen. According to her, Baron Cohen made her feel uncomfortable and fearful, pushing her to do things that crossed her personal boundaries.
Oh, Bear, what did you take me for?
She also mentioned that at the time, she tried to cope by laughing it off. Baron Cohen's representatives strongly denied her account, calling it, quote, demonstrably false.
Well, a rep for the actor telling ET, Rebel's claims are directly contradicted by extensive detailed evidence and eyewitness accounts during production.
However, as of writing, this story will likely continue to develop. Number 7, Nicollet Sheridan versus Terry Hatcher. Susan and Edie's relationship on Desperate Housewives was often fraught with tension.
Susan, I try to look past your flaws, your klutziness, that faux vulnerability, your hair. But you look for ways to push my buttons.
Turns out things weren't much better when the cameras stopped rolling either. During the show's 8 seasons, there were rumors of drama behind the scenes, especially involving Terry Hatcher and her co-stars. While nothing was ever officially confirmed, the grapevine was ripe with hints that Hatcher might have been at the center of some on-set clashes.
No, we're very, very good friends.
Oh, you are? All of you?
No.
No. Well, you're always very candid.
99% of us are.
It was even said that she was left out of the cast's gifts for the crew during the series finale. One person, however, who didn't hold back was Nicollet Sheridan. Reportedly, she told show creator Mark Cherry that Hatcher, quote, was the meanest woman in the world.
I'm sorry. I thought we gave your latest breakup the 3 seconds of shock it deserved.
Get the hell out of here.
Gladly.
Number 6, Rose McGowan versus Alyssa Milano. The behind-the-scenes troubles with this series have hinted that the set wasn't exactly a charmed place to be.
Aw. Don't I get a hug? Paige. How did you find us? We share the same blood piper.
The tension came to a head in 2020 during a highly publicized clash between Milano and McGowan over politics. McGowan didn't hold back, calling out her former co-star for fostering a toxic AF atmosphere on set.
She also called out Milano for allegedly being difficult to work with on Charmed. She accused Milano of throwing a fit in front of the crew and yelling that she doesn't get paid enough.
And it wasn't just McGowan who seemingly felt the strain. She had joined the cast in season 4 after Shannon Doherty's departure, allegedly due to issues with Milano.
Holly alleging that Alyssa Milano once gave producers an ultimatum to pick between her or Shannon.
Anyway, McGowan criticized Milano's behavior, accusing her of essentially throwing tantrums and making work downright unbearable. While Milano has acknowledged the unhealthy work environment, she's mostly opted not to point fingers.
A rep for Milano tells us, hurt people, Commenting any further doesn't align with my wellness plan.
Number 5, Lucy Liu versus Bill Murray. Apparently, while filming Charlie's Angels, changes were made to a scene that Bill Murray, who played Bosley, was unaware of until rehearsals.
The heart is a muscle. In bodybuilding, we exercise the muscle, and it grows bigger and stronger. It's the same with the heart.
Unfortunately, Murray didn't take to this too well, and for some reason, aimed his frustration at Liu. She described his language as, quote, inexcusable and unacceptable, but refused to let his disrespect slide. This was still early in her career, whereas Murray was already a well-established actor and comedian. Still, that didn't stop her from standing her ground.
She literally said, I do not accept that kind of behavior from you. And we all supported her and backed her up, and we moved forward.
According to Drew Barrymore, others on set backed Liu and made it clear that such behavior would not be tolerated.
We didn't tiptoe on the eggshells. We dealt with it right then and there. We were strong and we moved forward, and we didn't accept anything less moving forward.
Murray was notably absent from the sequels, though it's unclear if there's any connection. Number 4, the cast of Suicide Squad versus Jared Leto. Leto's castmates quickly learned that if they received any gifts from the actor, they should probably just return to sender unopened.
I'm an idea. State of mind. I execute my will according to my plan.
Leto, fully immersing himself in his role as the Joker, took method acting to new heights by sending some rather unsettling presence.
I did a lot of things to create a dynamic, to create an element of surprise, of spontaneity.
Despite his insistence that it was all part of the act, not everyone seemingly found it so amusing. Viola Davis said that although she was spared any live rodents, adult toys, or any other undesirable gifts, she still felt uneasy and itching for the pepper spray or her husband, an ex-football player. Will Smith also seemed somewhat uncomfortable with Leto's commitment to the role.
You say Jared has gone full Joker. Jared, he went full Joker, you know, and the rule generally is never go full Joker. Never go full Joker.
Number 3, Samantha Marie Ware versus Leah Michele. In Glee, Michelle plays a self-serving diva who happily tramples over almost anyone to get what she wants.
I just don't get it. You're better than this.
No, she's an ambitious little freak who'll do anything to hold on to her power.
I love you guys so much. I was wrong before. I don't want any new members.
If the accounts of some of her fellow Glee cast are anything to judge by, that may have involved less acting than we thought. While not the first to call Michelle out, Ware's tweet in response to Michelle's Black Lives Matter post gained widespread attention. She accused the actress of making her time on the show a living hell and making her question a career in Hollywood.
Co-star Samantha Marie Ware's response? Accusing Leah of making her first television gig a living hell.
Other cast members soon shared their experiences or silently supported others by liking posts.
It was not the most comfortable environment.
Heather Morris tweeted, was she unpleasant to work with? Very much so.
Debier Snell, who had a role in one episode, also criticized Michelle for her mean girl behavior. Number 2, multiple people versus Chevy Chase. This OG SNL cast member has quite the reputation for being abrasive, rude, and downright offensive.
There was no doubt, and I think he would absolutely agree, he sometimes could be in not great moods. And that did, so he would have to be kind of shot out.
It didn't take long for him to clash with his SNL co-stars. Will Ferrell even dubbed him the, quote, worst host, highlighting his backstage misconduct, particularly towards a female writer. Pete Davidson also had some choice words for him that we can't repeat here. Despite his infamy, he was cast as Pierce Hawthorne in Community, but eventually got axed after some racist remarks aimed at Donald Glover.
We all know what we're really thinking. If, and I mean if, the culprit is among us, statistically speaking, it's Troy.
Yes, we were all just thinking that in 1856.
Glover has hinted that Chase's behavior was consistently unpleasant. When asked about his reputation, Chase showed zero regret.
When you read that stuff, when people say, Chevy's been a jerk, are those unfounded cheap shots?
I guess you'd have to ask them. I don't give a crap.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few dishonorable mentions. Sophia Loren versus Marlon Brando. The actress said she, quote, pulverized him with her eyes after he, quote, put his hands on her. He never dared again. Kim Cattrall versus Sarah Jessica Parker. Cattrall says the pair were never friends and has called out her Sex and the City co-star several times. Parker has denied any feud.
I think she could have been nicer. I really think she could have been nicer. I don't know what her issue is.
Janet Hubert versus Will Smith. Smith has admitted that he, quote, made the set very difficult at times for his OG Fresh Prince Aunt Viv.
I just wanted to know one thing. Why? Why so far? You guys went so far. I lost so much.
Tyrese Gibson versus James Franco. Franco reportedly took his method acting too far, causing his Annapolis co-star to resent him.
And I know what bad officers are like. So there ain't no way that I'm letting someone finish this year who's not worthy of this academy.
Debbie Reynolds versus Gene Kelly. The actress called Kelly a, quote, cruel taskmaster, and pinpointed a moment where he overstepped during a kissing scene.
You heard him, Kathy, now do it.
I'll do it, Don. I'll do it, but I never want to see you again, on or off the screen.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You'll have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Meryl Streep versus Dustin Hoffman. Streep and Hoffman starred in Kramer vs. Kramer, a movie about the emotional struggles of divorce.
Not only did I know she was a brilliant actress, but it was a moment in her life when emotionally
she could draw on that pain.
Yes.
Prompted by Streep, writer-director Robert Benton made some late adjustments to her character, much to Hoffman's irritation. He was going through his own divorce at the time, so playing such an intense role might have not been the best idea for him. In 2018, Streep talked to the New York Times about how Hoffman tried to stir up her emotions by talking about her late boyfriend, John Cazale. She also mentioned a time when he went way too far, which you can actually see in the movie.
Don't tell me what I can or cannot do. Don't talk to me that way.
I've anticipated
okay, look,
this
I don't
whole
want to
thing.
get into this. Look, you're going to have to do what you're going to have to do, and I'm going to have to do what
I'm very sorry about this.
Okay, you just do what you have to do.
Streep voiced relief that such behavior is increasingly unacceptable in the industry.
In another scene, he slapped me, and when I see the movie, I see the imprint of his hand on the thing, not in the take that they used, but I still see the hand from the previous take. So that was like a trial by fire.
Have you heard any whispers about other celebs who deserve a place on this list? Let us know in the comments.
It wasn't the most fun I've ever had on a film.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.